Welcome back, welcome back. Today, I just found a little video and I don't know what to think. Entertainment purposes only.
Commentary on the matter, as this is my way of expressing myself about the matter, all the way from Australia, where no doubt the new order are coming for us next. The fact that all of these stupid
All copyrights go to the Squad Hunter.
corporations are just allowed to do the things that they're able to do is beyond me. And where my comedy act is right now is I'm trying to get regular people to stop yelling at each other and realize that it's a select few group of nerds eating raw almonds and doing their stupid workouts and everything and just competing with each other to have the biggest infinity pool, and the rest of us are getting pushed down. And they politicize the whole stupid thing, and we're falling for it.
I took a chance and
Uber Eats is delivering more deals.
So,
that you're living fully. Yes, it's hard. Yes, it's painful. But it's also beautiful. Because with every moment of exhaustion comes the chance for rest, for renewal. And in those moments of rest, you find the strength to carry on. You're not alone in this journey. Others have walked this path before you, and others will walk it after you.
And who's the they? Besides people who eat almonds?
That idiot Elon Musk,
Oh,
that guy, like he's gonna leave, like who evidently is a Nazi. Like I just refuse to believe that it was an accidental 2 times Kyle. And he does it at a presidential inauguration. This is why I hate liberals. It's like liberals have no teeth whatsoever. They just go, oh my God, can you believe it? I'm getting out of the country. I'm just like, you're gonna leave the country because of one guy with dyed hair plugs and a laminated face who makes a bad car and has an obsolete social media platform? You're gonna leave this? Why doesn't he leave? Why isn't he stopped? What are we so afraid of this guy who can't fight his way out of a wet paper bag?
you can take them on.
Like, what is the why do liberals just sit back and not, they have nothing?
coming from the perspective of a black man, I have no idea. I don't pay attention to too much of things, but I do pay attention. And for a long time, you know, I've been seeing the decline of the other side. And it baffles me because the other side is declining, but I don't have nothing to do with it. I have no power. My people don't run anything. And everything that's going on, it happened to us. So, sound the horns. I don't know what to tell you guys, but I think that's what the saying of what goes around comes around. And ye that put people into slavery shall go into slavery.
What are you doing?
This,
Okay.
this. You got to speak up about it. You don't just go like, oh my God, what? Like just first of all, it's like I'm a stand-up comedian. It's not my friggin' job. I'm talking about like Democratic politicians. Where is their pushback? They're allegedly liberal. You see this guy do this thing. You know what the end result of this thing is. Which all these neo-Nazis, not only are they stupid because they're neo-Nazis, they don't even look at what he did. He ruined their country. And this idiot is going to try to lead us down that road and then play it off and act like he didn't do what he just did?
That was the comedian Bill Burr. I was going through more footage of him expressing himself on to show his findings that isn't dumb stuff like transgenic mice. But you can stand and protect him. You can form a wall and say, hey, he did nothing wrong. I'm not a...
So, a scene in his video, a veteran is in a meeting and he's getting angry because he's like, "You're taking my social security and shit. Like you're taking my retirement money." And the police escort him out the building. And then this guy, he has a question for us Americans because he's from Australia.
Qualified psychologist, but he didn't seem too happy about that. Also, what's with everyone shouting in agreement with him, but no one standing up to defend each other? Where is your balls, America? You don't have to be violent with the cops, but you can stand and protect them. You can form a wall and say, hey, he did nothing wrong, which he didn't. He was expressing his right, his speech, his freedom of speech to tell that representative of the people that they're screwing them over.
Because they know that's gone now. It's just like being black. One of us stand up and say, "This is not fucking right," and they say, "Get this nigga the fuck out of here," and all the black people sit there. But it's worse than that. They brutalize us, you know what I mean? For years, they're videotaping it and shit, and then putting it on the news. And now, somehow, yous have that mentality of, watch, because he's right. If you get violent, you're showing that you're incapable of communicating. Life's all about the negotiation table and the battlefield, because once people don't reach negotiations, people usually get angry. It's not supposed to be that way. But unfortunately, you know.
This is dystopian. And if you ask me, cutting an entire nation from mental health support isn't going to bode well, especially if they are trained veterans with military experience. They got to be careful because these guys might eventually realize that it's not gay people dancing to ABBA that's screwing them over. The Mustache Man enthusiast is also doubling down on his actions, even though he won't show his findings that isn't dumb stuff like transgenic mice.
Social Security is the biggest Ponzi scheme of all time.
Now, he flashes a clip of a movie with Douglas Quaid, I believe his name is, one of my old favorite movies. And it was about working blue collar, white collar American man. And I believe it's the 80s, and you know, economy's tanking, he loses his job, he's really not working, he's got like mental issues or some shit like that, he loses his wife and his family, and the whole movie's about him having his Joker moment. See, when I watched this movie, it explained the Joker moment before they made that Joker scene. Or maybe they, you know what I mean? I don't know. Batman's been out for a long time. But the Joker and Batman are the same person. They're people. And the same thing happened to them, and they took it two different ways. And that's just the reality of life. You're going to fight, you're going to fight. You're going to become what destroys you, or you're going to fight against what tries to destroy you, because it doesn't destroy you. And so in this movie, this man is just, you know, he's a regular guy, you know, and hard times have fallen upon him. And like anyone else in the world, it's pissing him off. And it highlighted how it was I believe it was in L.A. somewhere over there, West Coast, and it was a time of a lot of immigration and the rise of the Spanish over there, and them building up what they've doing. So in his mind, they're taking his jobs, and the news is all this bullshit. So he ends up fucking going rogue and has a complete Grand Theft Auto one day. But he's actually not trying to hurt good people. He's hurting bad people that keep coming up to him. Like it's like he has something that just attracts fucking evil people or something. Because they just keep trying. The whole movie, this guy's trying to go home. He's just trying to walk home from pretending he was at work. His car breaks down. He walks over the fucking highway. Right away, he gets attacked by two thugs. He beats one of them up with their own bat, takes the fucking bat, walks over. The cops are chasing him or some shit like that. I remember this when I watched it so many times. Then this fucking Nazi, crazy racist guy that owns a fucking store sees him. And he's like, yo, bro, I heard about you over the fucking CB radio. Come in the store. The cops is looking for you. So he thinks he's getting help, but doesn't know that this guy's like a crazy like Nazi guy. So he's like, yo, I want to show you some shit. He takes him to the basement. He got all this fucking crazy ammunition, and he says, yeah, the day's coming. And then I think he ends up sticking him or some shit because he finds out that he's not racist crazy. He's just having a bad day. He's turning into the Joker. He's not an anarchist or something. And I guess that's what that guy was. And then this fucking guy takes his guns and all this crazy. Go watch the movie. Long story short is that's now. We're in that movie now. You don't believe me? Well, what happened to that CEO? You get it? Regular people are fucking. See, this is why I teach through movies, because I realized all the movies I watched is how I could see things in the real world, because movies are based off real life. People don't make fucking movies for no reason. People see things and say, yo, that's dope. That's a dope story. That's a plot twist. You get it? So that's how in real life I see things and I put things together. And that's not good, because when I was a kid, it was like I thought it was then because the movie came out then and racism and all that shit then. But it was ending around then. Like, I swear racism is fake as fuck. It ended in the 80s or the 90s. The people ended it. I remember growing up and not fucking even knowing really about it until I got older. And the bullshits. And then this fucking this push of, I don't know what it is. But now, like a long time ago, learning the Willie Lynch letters, Roman civil codes, how to make a slave, all these different things I've learned. And like I said a long time ago, I've been blessed and cursed by being in poverty and the Most High moving me around pockets of nations of people, not just living amongst my own. And when I say I cannot understand how they got you niggas with this shit. Or did they always have you niggas with this shit and then it can activate or something? Because I don't get it. I don't understand how how are we so influenced?
Right, explain that. Well, people pay into Social Security. Um, and the money goes out of Social Security immediately. But the obligation for Social Security is your entire retirement career. So you're paying with you're paying like if you look at the future obligations of Social Security, it far exceeds the tax revenue. Far. Have you ever looked at the debt clock?
Today, Junior!
Okay. Social services is a Ponzi scheme. Looking after the young and
Really?
old and veterans is a Ponzi scheme. Right. Not billionaires taking taxpayers' money as government loans to enrich themselves even more. Are we all living on the same planet?
That's a Ponzi scheme.
Right, so it's not a Ponzi scheme.
I'm not aware that it's a Ponzi scheme.
Okay.
Agreed. No.
Okay, so Mr. Musk is wrong. No one's going to get fired for saying it. Right? He's wrong. You can say it. It's not a Ponzi scheme. I'll say it for you. It's not a Ponzi scheme. It's not a Ponzi. Okay.
The fact that I don't even know where this office meeting, government official, I don't know what the fuck, who these people are. For the simple fact that this man said, say that he's wrong multiple times, and everyone in that room didn't say one word. Let me know that I'm like, yo, that's crazy. It's like, but I get it though. Like, I know the real world. You know, fear. They got jobs. Power is, very influence. Money. My thing is, like, what?
He's wrong. I know we're afraid to say it. And see, that's part of the problem.
One of the things we've absolutely cancelled very briefly was Ebola. It's Ebola prevention. I think we all want Ebola prevention.
We're afraid to say that Elon Musk is wrong. That's what Mr. Frost was talking about when he says he hears crickets from my colleagues. We hear crickets from the witnesses because everyone is afraid when Elon says something, if it's patently false, we're afraid to say it's false.
I've been told by a couple
from New York. They were a worker from Shawnee.
out of this because I'm an Australian. What would I know, and why should I care? Telling me that it's wrong of me to express myself as an Australian, that America has sided up with Mordor and turned on its allies.
Canada will never join the United States. I can tell you that my parents were not millionaires from New York.
So I keep hearing about this tax thing on Canada and Mexico and I don't think they're gonna like that. And the other side of the world has like that BRIC committee where all like, all the countries are like fucking with each other. So that would mean now it's just United States, whatever little bit of allies they have, and the European nation or whatever. So, that's not a good thing. People need people. And it's like I think America in a whole, as like not the people, the country, we're all about to become black. We're all gonna know what it's like to be black people soon. Or should I say a third world country or some shit? Because with the shenanigans that I'm hearing, and then, the leaders of the countries, when you watch them talk, and you're like, I ain't got nothing to do with this shit. Like, yo, I don't. Fuck, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, going to war and shit is the least they could do. Like, the things that I see these people doing is going to. Can't be rich if nobody buys shit from you.
You were a worker from Shawnee, but my mother taught us good manners. She would have been ashamed of me if I had treated anyone the way that the president treated my prime minister and the president in Ukraine in the last few weeks. The reason we don't want to become American is because our values as Canadians. We are proud Canadians, and yes, in fact, we owe a debt of recognition to Mr. Trump. He has united us as never before.
The rest of the Western world has been allied with America.
Like, what's the odds of the biggest rap beef ever now is United States versus Canada? Because, you know, like, people like to pop shit and get angry and we the best, you know? So, musically, Canada and America's beefing. They both are tied to gangs and shit, so the streets of America and Canada are beefing, and now the politics of America and Canada are beefing. To any Canadians, I don't really. I'm black. You know what I mean? I don't run anything. I don't have to do. I have nothing to do with anything. Like, I just want whoever watches this video to realize my people have no power. I don't give a fuck who they put in that Hollywood seat. I don't care who they put up in that. The people. Look at her. Look. When yous come, please leave us alone. For my people. I don't know if they're coming, but I do know that once people start hating, it's usually us first. You know what I mean? Like, and that's not cool. It's really not. Cause people are fucking wailing right now. And we're not too organized to protect ourselves.
Harambe. Unfortunately, we're stuck in the Roganverse.
When I talk to Elon Musk, I'm very aware how dumb I am.
So when you were talking to Elon Musk, did you get the sense that you were talking to, like, a genius? What did it feel like?
Like I'm a chimp. I am that toxically stupid person talking to this guy
Really?
who wants to create gigantic power stations in Australia to fix their grid.
And if you become self-aware like me and have a slightly above average IQ, you've started noticing all the people around you drinking the Kool-Aid, blaming brown people and gay people for all their problems.
You're worried.
And if you become self-aware like me and have a slightly above average IQ, you've started noticing all the people around you drinking the Kool-Aid, blaming brown people and gay people for all their problems.
You're worried about losing your job, and you're worried about podcasts taking over, and who's the source of news, and we said Donald Trump is but half the country disagreed with us, and he won, and this is great. And Joe Rogan believes in dragons. It's just frantic.
If you believe that Donald Trump is and everyone who supports him is a massive racist, and if you are any ethnic or gay, you need to get the out of this country. Because if you believe all that, it's bad for you here. That's not going to clip well. I just tell you.
Well, me personally, I don't believe anything. I only go with what I know, you know? And what I do know is when people are broke, you know, they get desperate. It doesn't matter who you are, what race you are, right? So then you could be bought off, and you can be told to do things, you know. Now that's bad, but that's sound the horns. That's normal. That's just real life. That's always been and will always be. There will always be a broke man, and there will always be a man that does things and he has wealth. You know what I mean? Now, when you get to billions and trillions of dollars being fucking raped out of the entire country, see that's a problem, cause that creates a gap that where now there's larger amounts of people that the more broke, the more desperate, the more so that's where you fall into the realm of seeing that level one stage is I can get you to hate other people because their skin color or their whatever their belief system. See, level two stage is I get you to hate on your own. I can get you to betray your fucking family. You get it? And now we live in a world where like people, and it's not even to say this is what's going on, because I don't believe no one is going house to house, you know. But what I do believe is these times and these desperations push people to do more negative things regardless, right? So when everybody's wondering why food's so high and rent so high and all the it's because there's been a large gap of money. And all the people that have to really make money and shit now I once heard a I don't know what he was, billionaire guy, say we've gotten what was it, 3/3 of the generational wealth of the world. When I heard that, it was just the most. I don't even know how to feel about it. It was like very upsetting.
Like, if they really believe it, what are you still doing here?
Unfortunately for us, these people won't get it over with already and just go full Jim Jones. They want to drag us into the abyss with them at the behest of Mordor and billionaires using Curtis Yarvin's guide to techno-fascism, all in the name of progress. The reality is, it's actually billionaires screwing us all over and manipulating everyone towards serfdom in a techno-feudal society once they collapse the Western democracies. Something I brought up in great detail in my previous video documentary, which unfortunately...
Yeah, we all know the real shit can't go out.
Between you and I, the viewer, I just want to hit it home to the American population that even though world leaders are being quite diplomatic with your ruling elite, a lot of the world that hasn't succumbed to brain rot online doesn't view your country favorably at all right now.
And that's a problem. See, for me, I'm not, you can't label me, because I'm not on nobody's team. I'm on a team of living. We all want that. And I pay attention to history. Like, America is like a superpower, and it's not looking good when you're looking, tyrannical and your people are looking foolish all the time online. And it's just like what I be saying about how growing up I believed a lot of countries didn't look the way they look because of what they show us, and then you go look shit up yourself and you're like, whoa, what the fuck? It's fucking beautiful. And it's the same thing like over here. Like, we are labeled or shown, I believe, as a bunch of fucking retards. Overweight. If you're underweight, you're a fucking crackhead or a fucking meth head or something. like we're just looked at as all selfish. And when I walk around, like we see these things. All countries have people like this. But I'm like, yo, I realize online is so fake. It's all perception, really. And where this perception goes or what it leads to is it's not good looking for us because, like I just said, going to war and all these other things I don't think is even necessary because the dynamic of trade. When I was growing up, America was so strong because we did things for ourselves. We built things, we sold things, we were the it factor kids, you know? Now we're the you build it and I'll buy it. How can you be number one if you're buying everything? You know what I mean? It means your time's over, nigga. You ain't the shit no more. Period. And then that makes me feel bad because I'm like, how the fuck you go from being a shit and a strong people, and that's not even just, it's all Americans are, they don't have a color. Well, on paper. But I remember watching documentaries and different things where people were envious to be here. Or just, like, even now, one minute you'll watch a video of people that you guys are so privileged and you don't, and shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck all the way up. Living in America has always been a fucking zoo and a circus. You shut your fucking mouth about what you think how good it is over here or whatever. Cause this shit is the land of fucking, I don't even know. But it ain't what everybody always thinks. And I realize when I think about other countries and what we're taught, it's the same thing about there. It's not what everybody thinks.
Quite diplomatic with your ruling elite, a lot of the world that hasn't succumbed to brain rot online doesn't view your country favourably at all right now.
While the rich dream of Nazi.
Tonight, Europe hitting back. Motorcycles, jeans, bourbon, peanut butter. Quintessentially American products, all now hit with tariffs. At home, Anthony Albanese encouraging replacement over retaliation.
Australians can have an impact by buying Australian goods. You buy Bundy soft drinks rather than some of the American products.
Fantastic, cheers.
Now, if you ask me, Australia and a few other countries and most of the Europeans are actually doing all the work for you Americans in not supporting billionaires and their goose-stepping and moustache-loving friends. In fact, I feel like the rest of the world is more invested in saving your nation than you guys are in saving yourselves.
Cancel.
I don't think so. I don't believe that. I think everywhere has their problems. And unfortunately, our problems are the world's problems. And that's what becoming a superpower, the negative effect of that is, When you got places you got allies all over the world and you reach and you sell things and you do all these things, well, you gotta get when you go through rough times, when you make bad decisions, it doesn't just affect you, it affects the world.
The slide into fascism that's currently happening in the United States, you are simply not paying attention.
Which I find hilarious for people obsessed with freedom. There's like a deep irony to all of it. Yes, go ahead, write in the comments that I've been corrupted by the woke mind virus and I'm just a libtard. I genuinely don't I believe in diplomacy and democratic systems, right? But obviously that's all been screwed over in America. So I'm just going to talk about the results of the general population's actions, not condoning their actions. I must make that clear. I'm not condoning anyone's actions. I'm just observing.
Exactly. That's what all my videos are about.
And reporting. So like I said, I don't condone vandalism.
Yes, ma'am. Ceramic coatings will protect your Tesla's paint from offensive graffiti, but we can't do anything about you getting a finger.
But the concerned citizens of the world targeting Tesla's automobiles and their dealerships with thank you messages for digging up the ideology of the goose-stepping clowns seems to be having quite an effect on the reputation of Elon Musk's Tesla brand. The beauty of this is that even desperate attempts at saving Tesla by using the presidency as a used car salesman to boost sales of the Tesla hasn't saved the company or his profits, which are hemorrhaging. Also, this cheap and nasty promotion of the private sector at the White House shows the Orange Man himself has no allegiance to his cult followers. He has no respect for them as they have no self-respect for themselves when his whole campaign trail was crapping on electric vehicles.
Now, didn't that just fly right over everyone's head? Because I remember seeing a couple of these things when he was running, and I do remember him constantly shitting all over those cars. And now the guy that makes those cars is his best friend. I'm like, yo, what the fuck am I watching in real? What the fuck is real? What the fuck is real? What's going on? Like, none of this shit makes no sense no more. And that's why I tell people, when life doesn't make sense, you better get ready to endure.
What's the problem with an electric car? They don't go far. They cost a fortune. So unless you want to go to the local store or something, you're not going to buy it. Let's drive down and get some potatoes from Idaho. Well, sir, that'll be about 6 stops. You're in the middle of the desert, you say, you know, we're running low on electric. Do they have a charger around? They don't work in the cold and they don't go far. Other than that, I think they're wonderful. But they want everybody to have an electric car. We don't have enough electricity. We couldn't make enough electricity for that. What do you think of an electric car?
You know, I really wonder sometimes because 1 minute you can do anything. You know, you're fucking flying to Mars and you fucking can see a billion miles away, but then you can't see up the block. 1 minute you can make fucking super generators that last 10 billion times because of your new AI generated fucking algorithms and did. And then the next minute, we can't make electricity a lot of it. And there's a guy named Nikola Tesla that figured out how to pull electricity out of the goddamn atmosphere. But we're so smart now. We went to Mars. It's like you're either really fucking dumb or you're really smart. You either can do things or you can't do things, or where the fuck are we in the middle? I really want to know, because every time I listen to any supposed fucking somebody, smart guy, scientist, anything, I'm always left with the thought of, wait up. Last year you said you just could do this, and now you're saying you can't do this. What the fuck is the truth? What the fuck do you mean?
The PR disaster for Tesla is only getting worse. Allegedly. When really they're already investigating, like the Canadians are investigating, right? Because it was rebates with the government giving them money, right? There was a huge surge in mysterious sales of the Tesla cars at a dealership in Canada overnight. 1,200 Tesla cars to be specific. Which, if you do the math, in 10 hours at one dealership, that's like a sale every 30 seconds. I think those car salesmen need a raise, because they're...
Really? Every 30 seconds. I don't even think you can draw up the paperwork that fast, you know? We got fucking. You get like, cause this you. This is what I mean by Doesn't anybody think anymore? The beginning of the thinking thing starts with, I'm an idiot, and that's why I need to think. Like, I'm an idiot. I'm a smart idiot.
Working their ass off over there. It really is a mystery as to why the rest of the world outside of America reacted so negatively to Elon Musk's gesture of love. Things are getting so extreme now in America that storming the Capitol will get you a pardon from the president, but vandalizing a vehicle will have you charged as a domestic terrorist. When I heard about this, I decided to invest in a cryostasis tube.
Like, for me, like I said from the beginning, I don't know what is going on. I can't even rely on you know sources of information that are true. Like, I don't know if any of this shit's true. You know? All I can do is wait, observe, and see how life's going. Now, it seems like everything's alright, but not at the same time. You know, things happening, mistakes is being made, and people are trying to do their best, right? And then there's a lot of people are getting in trouble and getting caught. And I don't know. I don't think this shit's gonna stop anytime soon. Where it goes, though, I don't know. A lot of the world seems to be involved with things. And I don't know anymore. The world's changing, I do know that. And I suggest people really, really, if you have the power to, get ready. Get ready for whatever. For those that are too broke, like, 80% of the world, the rest of us, you better learn to survive. Stop fattening up your stomach as much as you can. For those days will stop. And the technique of, hunter-gatherer, you need to start learning about that. You need to learn, like, back in the day, the ancients they didn't eat, they didn't fill their fucking stomachs all day. They didn't eat 3 times a fucking day. You know? That lifestyle can save you in this world. I know it seems like it's primitive. It keeps you with money in your pocket. You may not have a lot, but you can still live the maintained life that you already lived when you were getting more. Now I understand why so many people hate me on this level. Cause when they see me, they like, he look like he got shit. He look like he happy. Cause I have a little. I just make it look like a lot. I have a little happiness, but I make it look like a lot. It's because I'm thankful. You only get to live so long, so Stop worrying about the big picture of everything. Things are gonna happen, you know? Certain things. What those things are, I have no idea. Frankly, I don't give a shit anymore. The fight and flight of worrying about what could happen means nothing anymore. It doesn't fucking matter. It does when it happens, but everybody's so worried about all this information and trying to figure shit out. And my whole reality is always gonna be the same. I'm always gonna hit niggas with the same question. The fuck you gonna do once you find out the truth? What you gonna do? Nothing. When you find out a truth that you can't do nothing, what you gonna do? Most people are gonna cower in fear and fucking, you know, or be upset and fucking go crazy, go postal. Nah, 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 nah. I'm not doing either one of those. I spent years doing fucking both of those. You know, not actually going postal hurting people, but being angry and sabotaging my own life and relationships, or being afraid of what could be. Oh my God, the water, the TVs, the rotten, and the brainwashing, and the spookity dookities, and these the evil people, and I don't give a fuck no more. Whatever can happen will happen. Murphy's Law. Then the Most High's law. He'll be there to protect who he needs to. You know? And if not, who gives a fuck? We all die anyway. Can't stop that. What do you live for? What are you really, really fucking living for? I really, really want to know. Sometimes. Many of us have many different reasons. You know? Some small, some big. What I realize is life changes that. I think that's what all this pushback. How men are like, I have the right to exist, to be free. And nowadays, that's as far as it goes. People don't realize you have a lot more rights. You know? And that comes with responsibility, though. I suggest people start working on calming your nerves. Because the shit show is about to start, I think. The last 2 years was a shit show. Every other day, something. And now, all these people, you know, a lot of things are getting seen. People are getting used to certain things. So, that would mean they have to modify things and, you know, shift. All love, all praise to the Most High.